morning everyone, it's Yvonne here to do your bonus read. Today is Tuesday the 7th of April. I use the Gold and Black Tarot. Everybody asked about this yesterday, and I didn't have my glasses on. It's just called Tarot, the Black and Gold edition. It's a low Scarabeo. A low Scarabeo here. So if you're looking for this, what it looks like. I paid about $60 Australian for it. So it was quite an expensive tarot, a tarot deck. And it comes with a beautifully bound book. So I haven't actually even looked inside the book yet. Oh, it has pictures. It does, it has pictures, look. Okay, so beautiful deck. Yes, it's stunning. And I'd been looking for another deck. I'd gone looking for another deck, which I was actually a little disappointed with when I got it. And I ordered this at the same time. I just fell in love with it. So, and it's my new favourite deck. I always have a favourite deck. I know I have lots of favourites. It's a bit like people. I don't particularly like one. Okay. Okie dokie, what have you got for me? Okay, we have the Eight of Swords coming out here. I nearly said Wands then. And I always think, you know, when you say something else, there's some significance there. So the Eight of Wands is a card that talks about things moving very rapidly. The Eight of Swords, however, is a card of being trapped. Now, this is about being trapped within yourself, fearing moving ahead here because of what might happen. So we see a person fully bound up with a mask on, but actually she has every chance to get herself out amongst these swords. But she's thinking about it, and because she's thinking about it, she's creating her own fears, her own prison. And what this card is talking about is being unable to move forward because your own fears are holding you back. Now behind that we have the Queen of Wands. So the Queen of Wands is a card that represents the fire signs, Leo, Sag or Aries. It's a shame I have a little bit of shadow on that really. But she is a person who is really ready for new things. Her intuition's on point. You can see she has the beautiful sunflower in her hand. So she's ready for new life. She's ready for happiness. She no longer wants to sit on that throne. She wants to move forward. Okay, then we have the Seven of Swords. This is very interesting. So it's almost like she's ready to walk away from something, to take these swords with her here. She no longer wants to be stuck where she is. She wants to be free here. She wants to take off, move away from something and leave something behind. She's not being unkind though, because she is leaving something behind for someone else, but she's ready to go here and she doesn't care. She may not care of what she's doing. She's just ready to take what she needs and go. And could be talking about Cancer, Pisces or Scorpio. So some of you here are walking away from someone. Maybe, let me just check behind that. Page of Swords, no communication. Okay, all right. So we have you moving away from someone that perhaps has not communicated to you, spoken to you. I feel that you've achieved something here by getting past a fear. So you may be releasing someone here that perhaps hasn't come to. The Page of Swords can sometimes talk about stalking or watching someone. But I don't think it's the energy of that here, because we do have the Six of Wands, which says to me there's some sort of victory here. And I feel like somehow you've been able to cut something out of your life or move away from something knowing it no longer serves you. It's like this should be in reverse really. I feel like there's some walking away, and I feel like you no longer want to wait for this person or watch this person. It's like you're stealing away in the middle of the night. Perhaps you felt fearful about leaving someone behind. Now, I don't know that this is, it could be someone here who has had some sort of control over you, but it also could be someone who's not expressing their feelings or expressing what they what they need to say or speaking up here. You've got someone who's not talking, and I think perhaps you've been waiting for someone to come forward, but it's like you've just left them behind now. So let's keep going with the reading. You may have already done that in the past. That may be very much a past energy. You may have walked away from someone who wasn't investing in you. And it's like you've decided thank you. It's like you've decided now to invest in yourself rather than to wait for someone to invest in you. And you're comfortable with that. It's a victory for you. So you may have been able to let go of some sort of energy that's been holding you back here. We do have the Judgment card. So you're rebirthing here. That card's really beautiful in the black and gold. I mean, it's a beautiful card anyway, but look at it in this black and gold. It's just stunning. Okay. You've gone through a rebirth here. Yep, look, there you are as the Empress. So this is really, really nice reading. So I think it's sort of a bit of a sort of perhaps a complimentary reading for the what's cracking this morning. You've seen through the illusion here. You've seen through what's been holding you back. Yep, and you're now releasing. Okay, guys, we've been waiting for this for a very long time. This is about finishing out a cycle and being able to move forward. You've had some sort of realization here about how you've held yourself back by putting some sort of illusion in front of you. You've seen through the illusion now. You've been able to rebirth yourself. You're coming up as the Empress and putting down a burden from your past. And this could be the past. You could be putting down the past. You could be releasing energy that's held you back from having your dreams come true here. And you are now ready to go forth. Beautiful. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, so you're no longer going to accept things that are not right for you. You will no longer deal with pain and heartbreak. You're leaving this behind here. Yep, and releasing. Okay, very, very, that's a pretty tough row. So some of you have been through some emotional turmoil, maybe done a lot of inner work, but you're releasing this now. You're releasing the pain and heartbreak of the past and knowing here that you will never have to do this again. You've had a greater understanding of your purpose. This is elaborating on the what's cracking reading. So we have a Knight of Swords rushing here, and a Nine of Cups. Whoa, energy, big energy here. And there's the Temperance card, which wanted to come out in the other deck. So I feel here that you feel completely brand new here. It's like you are able to let go. What was the beginning? Yeah, you've let these fears go. You've become the Queen of Wands. I feel like you're walking away here. Might have been from a particular person, but I wonder here if this King of Cups is not representing perhaps not opening your heart here, because I feel like you're cutting this out in order to find victory. So I feel like strongly here, many of you have opened back up to opportunity again. Maybe you've been closed down for a long time because of this heartbreak or heartache. And it's like you're coming now to the end of a cycle and you're releasing things from your past. There's wishes here, wishes coming true. I feel like you're taking on this energy of the Knight of Swords here and just sort of cutting things out of your way as you move. In one of the decks, he's killing, oh, it might be the Golden Tarot. He's killing dragons, and I think that's what you're doing here. You're slaying dragons. You're slaying your past, you're slaying your heartbreak and heartache, and you're releasing energy. And in doing so, it's like you're opening up your heart and your emotions again, which means that you are now ready to welcome in. You're coming into this beautiful sense of balance. But the universe is saying to me here with this wish card is that you can now bring forth what you want in your life. You don't have to go back to this energy. I can't believe how strong these energies are this morning. People must be doing a lot of releasing and a lot of allowing these energies to come through. But I want to say to you here, this Nine of Cups and this Temperance card, yeah, I feel like a lot of you now working towards your future. You're not looking back at the past. You've allowed the past to go. Yeah, there's the Victory card again. I don't need to do any more. You've released the past. You've released the energy here that was holding your emotions back. You've released the energy by releasing something here. May not necessarily be a person. You may be doing this by yourself. It may not be that you're cutting yourself away from a particular situation, but what you're doing here is you're releasing the energies that you've carried around with you for so long, and you're now allowing yourself to be who you truly are. This is walking into who you were meant to be. So you're casting off all these things that have held you back, you know, past memories, past heartbreak, past hurts, all here being released in order to move you towards your dreams and wishes. And I feel like you're taking that on with gusto here, look. So it's like you are really going after what you want now. You're not holding back anymore because you've released. And I look at this card here and I think it's almost like he's been just let out of the gate here, going after what he wants, what she wants. There's no more holding back. Someone's released something here. Now, for some of you, I know in the What's Cracking reading, there was a feeling that you may have let go of issues or problems or obsessions or addictions. So some of you may have got to that point now, but the past is no longer holding on to you. Now, that's really interesting because I have the card of upper world coming out here. And we had the card of the lower world coming out in the last reading. Wow, if that isn't a sign. Okay, this is what you're walking towards now. All right, let's read it. I'm going to read the whole lot because there isn't much in this one. Angels, divine helpers, the ancient ones, are all varieties of luminous beings populate the upper world. It is the place where you go to retrieve your destiny and find out who you will become, discover your great potentials and the undreamt of possibilities. See, in the lower world, you are talking about releasing those and letting them go. In the upper world, you're talking about arriving. So I want to say to you, you guys are arriving now. You've left behind what no longer serves you. It is also the place where the spirits of the dead arrive when they complete their journey to the light. It's just beautiful. The upper world is calling you to step into your fully realized self. Clear distractions so that you can move into a higher destiny. Do not fall to the temptation to craft a slightly more improved version of yourself. What you perceive as a problem or an obstacle is in fact the irritation you need to take the great leap. Remember, you cannot cross the Grand Canyon in 2 small steps. Now, I want to say to you, it talks about making sure that you are asking for whoever supports you in this life to help support you to reach the upper world. So if it's your angels, your spirit guides, whatever your God, whatever your creation is, whatever you believe, your higher self, you need to make sure now that you're asking for this to move into this new upper world now, because you're moving from the ego into spirit, which means, and I have getting so many messages here, and if I could speak to every one of you individually, I would. But this is about making sure that you're connecting with your source of power. I often call my source spirit or the universe, because I'm part of the collective. I'm part of all of you. I'm part of the whole energy of the universe. So for me, that's my source. But for a lot of you, it may be someone else or something else that you look to get you through these times. But whatever your greater voice is, really make sure you're listening to the messages now, because you're ready to move in to your own space. Have a wonderful day. Great reading.